Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we are going to talk about Biden and signs and a unique idea on how to get a message out. So, if you haven't heard, at basically all of the sites that will be funded through Biden's infrastructure law, there's going to be a sign saying, hey, this project was funded through Biden's infrastructure law. Okay. And it will have like logos of the agencies involved, stuff like that. There are hundreds of thousands of these signs going up across the country. There's been a question about whether or not that will be effective as far as getting people to understand that the construction is started, that the economic activity associated with that construction is due to this law and all of that stuff. Most of the think pieces I have seen on this have basically been like, hey, those silly country folk driving past that sign in Montana, are they even going to read it? Yeah, tell me you've never been to a rural area without telling me. Yeah, they're going to read it. Probably won't be happy about it at first until they get one of the contracts. This is probably one of the better Biden messaging projects that has gone out. The economy is actually like starting to improve. This construction is going to coincide with that. It's going to show the economic activity increase because of the construction. That's going to be the perception. I think it was also pretty smart to wait until all of the Republicans, many of whom voted against it, took credit for it. I think that was probably a really smart move as well. That law, it is funding stuff all over the country. It will help create jobs and economic activity all over the country. A whole lot of that infrastructure is aimed at incredibly rural areas. Rural people tend to notice when something changes, like a sign shows up along a highway or something like that. They're not going to drive past it and not read it. Now, whether or not they accept what's on the sign or they get mad at it because, there's something that says Biden in a very red area, I mean, that I can't answer. I don't know how it's going to be received, but the idea that it won't be noticed, I mean, that's just silly. Long term, the reality is there were a whole lot of infrastructure projects that were funded through this. There were a whole lot of infrastructure projects that the United States, and particularly rural areas, really needed just to try to catch up to the rest of the world, because the United States has fallen behind. And I don't know that it will help Biden in the next election. I don't think I don't even know that that's really part of why they're doing it. I think it's more of clearly demonstrating that investing in infrastructure creates jobs, creates economic activity for the average person. And the average person, the people who oftentimes say, why are we going to pay for that? They may not realize that they're a beneficiary of it. These signs will help with that. And it might help shift thought when it comes to projects like this in the future. And if the United States doesn't start seriously investing in infrastructure, it's going to fall further and further behind the rest of the world. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.